I realized that in order to be in integrity with myself, in integrity with my inner being, I need to talk more about spirituality. And I feel it in more and more intense way for the past several weeks. So, especially in these times, maybe you notice that these are times when spirituality merges with science. Everything that is going on outside of us has a reflection inside of us. So these times are calling us to be more in integrity with ourselves. And if we are not, there is a price to pay. I would consider that I've been on a conscious spiritual path for over 32 years. I started meditating when I was 16, and it became very important to me. And I remember when I was 16, I asked myself the question, what is the purpose of life? And my answer was spiritual growth. Even though I didn't quite understand what it really means for a long time. Recently, I had certain experiences in meditation that I'm going to talk about in another video, maybe the next video. But looking back at my work, I started this work as a hypnotherapist and as a coach because I wanted to be to bring help, to bring relief to people on the level of the soul. I consider myself a soul doctor. So in my work with weight loss, which is something I love, we also touch on spirituality a little bit, especially when we start talking about fulfillment, about satisfaction from life, when we start talking about relationships, and it touches on our emotional lives, and then everything merges and we need to heal something on a deeper level. And I like how the spirit of a person always participates in opening them up to memories and experiences from the past, and how they can release them and find relief in those experiences. Now, when I'm talking to creatives, when I'm working with writers, spirituality is a big part of this work, because when you are an artist, when you want to express something through creative work like writing, usually it's because you have something to convey, something, your soul is calling you to create something. And if you do not, then there is a price to pay. Then you create suffering for yourself because there's something within that is not expressed. And when you express it, it liberates you. But there is also spirituality that we can talk about unrelated to any of this. Spirituality that is your own experience in your own mind. You definitely, if you wanted to convey it through your words, like I am trying to think about how am I going to convey this or that, or I want to share with somebody a spiritual experience, there are only so many words I can use. We can only express it to a certain degree, but we cannot give somebody our experience. It's probably the same with eating a good meal. You can tell somebody how good it was. You can tell somebody about the flavors and textures, but you cannot help them experience it. They can only experience this in their imagination. Why I want to talk about spirituality more? Well, it's because for me, it's part of my expression, part of my work. And also, if spiritual development is the purpose of life for me, then as I am going through my experiences, I also want to share this or that. I believe that we are meant to expand our consciousness, to go deep and to go wide. It's the same as it is with lifting weights, with building muscles. There is a weight that you were not able to lift before, but you kept training, and now you can lift it. And as I am working on expanding my consciousness, I realize that I'm coming to the edge of my possibilities. And then I know that there is more. Just like the universe is unlimited, there is no end to the universe. As far as we know, there is no end to expanding our consciousness. So the reason for me to talk about it is because I think this is an adventure. This is an adventure into our mind to act on our responsibility to our soul. And in this life, I want to do as much as I can, help my soul evolve. And the way I do it, the way we do it, is through having this personality, this mind, this body. The body serves the spirit. So how is it going for you? How are you doing on your spiritual path? Maybe you have a religion, maybe you follow religion, and this is what you use. But for somebody like me, I am not attached to any religion. I never could be attached to and follow any religion, which I think there's a lot of comfort in doing this, but I was never able to do this. And at the same time, spiritual work is the most important work for me in my life. I wonder, how is it for you if you are not following any religion? What do you follow? Do you have a spiritual curriculum for yourself? If you are somebody who feels kind of on the outside of religions, maybe you feel even homeless when it comes to your spiritual life. What is this experience like for you? What would you like to experience? What are you creating for yourself? How do you feel right now when it comes to your spirituality, and how you feel on the deepest level? And how do you want to feel? Because I believe that the spiritual life is not an accident. We can create it for ourselves in a way that it can be truly exhilarating. Yes, it can be hard very often because we have different life experiences, and we can use those experiences to advance ourselves in this work. I'm curious about your spiritual path, especially if you are not belonging to any religion, but if you do also. If you want, because I know that this is also a very intimate experience and you may want to keep it just for yourself. Thank you for watching.